Hello, tribe. This is Rajith again of One Illumined Heart. Thank you for joining me again. So today, this video is called The Before. And you're going to ask, the before what? This is before the crystalline body activation, before the opening to the new frequency begins, which is going to be next week sometime. I believe April 25th. And so this is a week of tremendously powerful energies, and it's very important for you to take note that this is who I am. Ta-da. And notice my body's just like a normal person's body, and it's very important for you to notice that, because those of us who've been working on ourselves, doing transformational healing, holding more love, holding more light, are going to have our bodies start shifting. For those of us who've had the right diet and have built our first layer of our light body up so that we can get our light bodies activated in this window of opportunity that will be about 2 years. So it's called the before because I wanted you to really take a good look that I'm just a normal person, just like you are. And yes, I've worked a lot on myself for years and years and years in this body and in other bodies. I have done bucket loads of forgiveness work and cleared my path as much as possible to be able to clear my chakras, to clear my energy field, to clear what's inside my grid of any unforgiveness, anything that hasn't served me. I've been in the process, and I'm still in the process of releasing ancestral memories from both my father's side of lineage, my mother's lineage, and all of it is still percolating up and out, right from my very bones, where all the information is laid for all of us, not just me. So, when you are in 10th dimensional frequency, we talked about this before, you can start to build your light body. It requires a few things, and we're not going to go into that into this video. What I do want you to know is that this week on the 24th and the 25th, when this portal opens up at 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time on the 25th, which if you're in a different time zone, you have to calculate around, happens to be that in Pacific time zone in the United States, it will be at 8 p.m. on the 24th. But both days, I was told in my meditation that it's very important to encourage people who are 10th dimensional frequency and up to put their feet on the ground with just either bare feet or socks for 10 to 15 minutes, ideally 3 to 4 times a day. If you are in 12th dimensional frequency, it's very important, or higher, for you to do that. The 10th and 11th dimensional frequency people, and even the people below, will benefit from putting their feet on the ground because the earth is moving into a higher frequency. You will benefit. Those in 12th dimensional frequency who have their light bodies and their crystalline body is going to get activated. If you have enough frequency, you will connect to the crystalline energy that has been building in the earth. I don't know how long. I just know that I became aware of it in 2005. So how did I become aware of it? It was very easy. I was at my granddaughter's school. She was living with me. I was raising her. And in 2005, she was 6.5 years old, I think, at the time. And I went to go pick her up after school, and I was upstairs getting her from the office. And I looked out into the playground, and there was this beautiful, like about 10 foot around, gorgeous, scintillating pillar of light. And at first I thought I was seeing things. And then I looked back and I went, oh my gosh, I'm imagining this. And my guides were saying, nope, you are not imagining this. This is for real. This is a pillar of light that is going to grow and grow and grow here and anchor this new frequency of love and this new frequency of light that is moving onto the planet. And these crystals are going to be placed all over the planet, or actually already had been placed and are being activated, and they're going to start growing to hold the new consciousness. Well, I said, so how is this going to impact the kids here? And he said, they basically said that this particular school was really blessed to have this pillar of light on there. And I can tell you from the majority of the staff that was at that school, the teachers, to the secretaries, to the janitors, to the principal, they were an outstanding group of people, and everybody was so positively impacted by this particular pillar of light. Of course, I didn't tell anybody that it was there. I did tell a couple of friends, but you don't go up to the secretary and say, hey, did you know that there's a pillar of light out there? Anyway, I started then beginning to notice pillars of light elsewhere. And when I drove by the school not long ago, they showed me that the pillar has grown to 500 feet in the last 15 years. So that's a huge amount of energy. So, and I do know of several other people that they're personal friends. A doctor and his wife had a beautiful backyard, and I saw this 35-foot pillar in their backyard, and I had to tell them because they were awake enough to hear that. And it's grown and grown and grown and grown. And then a woman who just was deceased a few months ago, she had one in her yard. And when I went to visit her the first time, she was older, in her 90s, and I loved her little house. It was just precious. And I said, gosh, your backyard looks really lit up, and it was sunny. She said, well, it's a sunny day. And I said, can I go take a look at your yard? And I saw this huge pillar in her yard a few years ago. And I mean, it was huge. It was a few 100 feet wide. So we know that this has been being established, and those of us who can see things are able to see these energies that have been planted and are growing and growing and growing and growing. So the 24th and 25th, very important days. Put your feet on the ground, walk by a lake, go to the beach, whatever you need to do. You can go into the water, you can just put your feet near the water, you can just have your feet on the grass, on the dirt. Get your feet on the ground, because the earth is going to be activating us, those of us who have enough of the crystalline energy in our bodies, called light bodies, to get activated. Everybody else will be blessed by this energy by increasing their health and the light that moves through them. And it will support you and help ground you, as well as can possibly bring some energetic healing to you. So highly, highly recommend that you do that this week. Know that those of us who are moving into this fifth dimensional frequency, our bodies are going to start shifting little by little. And they're telling me that in the course of the next 3 months, that our bodies will shift quite a bit. And I want to show you again I have to turn around, I'm sorry. There's going to be the light from, to do the video. It's a circle light. You're going to see it in a reflection in the, in the print behind me, as well as probably on the print that I'm going to show you that Alex Gray did, the visionary artist, theologue, which I called My Sacred Grid. So let me just show you really quick. Yeah, so I need to get set up in an office where we can do this differently. So let's see here, maybe up here. That might be better. And if we tilt it forward, there we go. So I think if you recall us seeing, showing that to you before, this is a fully illumined person if it was sitting in front of us, because it has no markings of any karma of whatsoever. And you can clearly see the lit up centers of energy that are in the body, and there's of course many up above the body as well. You can see the energy field is very clear and light around them, and a halo, which just means that they're totally awake and illumined beings. So I'm not going to look like that because I'm not a perfected illumined being. However, we're all going to start emitting a frequency of love and light. So you know what they say is there are people who talk, and then there are people who walk their talk. And we always know who's believable, right? The people who walk their talk. So the reason why they wanted me to start these videos before all of my downloads are finishing and before this activation is so that you could see that I'm a normal person just like you. And that as my body begins to change and hold more light, if it starts to emit light, I want you to know that there's nothing behind me going to run through me, that this is the body beginning to be able to move through this physical embodiment in the next 3 months, creating more light. So I want to pay attention to that so that I can know that what I'm hearing on the inside is in actual fact a fact. I have seen in this future fifth dimensional frequency, people's bodies are just like, they're amazing. They're just really lit up. And I recall seeing I went with a friend to visit somebody who who could see things and know things. And I said, no, I won't join you in that. I will just stay here in the car and I'll wait for you to get your reading. And so she went upstairs and she came back down and she said, no, this person has a message for you. And this was back in 91 or 2. It's quite a while ago. And I reluctantly went upstairs and I said, okay. And I just listened to my friend's reading, which was really actually lovely. And a lot of it was really accurate from what I knew about her and where things were going, and actually what this lady had shared with her did actually happen. But then she looked at me and she said, I know this is going to be really challenging maybe for you to hear, but I want you to know that in the future, you are going to be able to do bigger transformational healing with people. And you'll be known as someone who can assist people in transformation and healing. And she said, you know how when you walk into a room, you flip on the light and the light turns on and lights the room up. And she said, this is the part that's going to be hard for you to understand. And that is that one day when you walk in the room, you will be the light in the room. And so here we are at this threshold of this new energy that is this incredible possibility of not just me, but all of humanity who wants to join the party of the unveiling of the beauty of who we are. It's kind of like I call it the divine or God's coming out party for all of us, where we get to wake up and see and experience who we really are and see the beauty of who we are. So if it is true that we become these light bodies that I've been shown for years and years and years, actually my very first business had the word light bodies in it. And I just am excited to see that this may be a possibility for all of us. So I just want to let you know the 24th and 25th of April, get your feet on the ground. Actually, every day it's a good idea to ground, but that day in particular, those 2 days, 3 to 4 times a day, 10 to 15 minutes. And if you're in 12th dimensional frequency, just know that your crystalline or light body is going to get activated. That nobody will actually notice it or see it for probably a few weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, but it is going to get activated. Those of you who are in a lower dimensional frequency, take the blessing and the opportunity of letting your body be healed at whatever level that your body can receive the energy from Mother Earth and the divine moving up through to help change the consciousness of mankind. All right, brothers and sisters, you are loved. And again, let me close with a prayer very quickly. And I'm going to say thank you to the divine in this prayer for the awakening of humanity, and that we all join hands in love with one another, moving toward a common goal of a healed world that respects all of life, that is filled with reverence, that is filled with love and compassion, patience and understanding as we grow into the greater beauty of who it is that we are. Yo so matakayo monaya, oto so ai, toto mana koia, te o mana ki, atata sono moioa, e to mono asu, e tu, atata mono, kaya manasi, atea o mono, sa, pata. Thank you all. Many, many blessings and a joyful week into this new awakening. Love and light to all of you. Goodbye, my tribe.